So I was saying I'm going to try and work everything today to make it work. And I'm also recording this so we can watch it back to see how well I made it work. And I'm going to try and keep my eye on the chat as well, but I'm just, you're not muted, so it's all good. If you have something, just bring it up.
Well, the first thing I want to bring up is that gorgeous coat behind you.
I know, isn't it awesome? I love that coat. It wasn't expensive either. It was like super cheap, which I shouldn't have told you because you would have thought it was expensive, right? All right. So at the beginning of the pandemic, the world is ending. Stores are closed. People are dying. And I am in a deep, deep depression, literally on the floor of my $1 million closet here, right over there. And I'm ugly crying, you know, the kind of crying where you have tears that won't stop. Your face is red. Your nose is so stuffed up that you literally can't breathe out of your nose. And so you have to breathe out of your mouth. It's not pretty. And I think I called a few of you during that time frame. And I thought the world was ending. And I'm on the phone call with my doctor. And literally the only reason that I'm on the call is because I need a refill of my antidepressants. And she says to me, maybe it's time you think about getting off of these antidepressants. And I think to myself, read the room, lady. This is the only thing that I think is keeping me sane at this point. And you think now is the time I should come off of these things? And I literally think to myself, I never, ever, ever, ever want to talk to this doctor again, but I have to continue on through this because I need these antidepressants. And I thought to myself, I mean, she was completely checked out of reality. I mean, does she not know that we're in a pandemic and I'm calling her just to get the antidepressants? Does she not know that TJ Maxx down the street is closed? I mean, maybe she doesn't know. So I have been on these antidepressants for almost my entire adult life, close to 40 years. And I think that they're the only things that are keeping me sane right now. The other thing that was keeping me sane during the pandemic is puzzles. So I'm building puzzle after puzzle after puzzle on my dining room table. And I'm working on this really pretty puzzle that's got butterflies, and I'm putting together the outside frame of this puzzle. And I can't find the final blue frame piece, and it's making me crazy. And I'd gone through so many puzzles during the pandemic, and I don't know if it was the process of doing that. I don't know what it was, but I'm putting together the frame, the outside border of this puzzle, and all of a sudden it dawns on me that I've been trying to fix everything that's outside, trying to fix my husband, trying to fix my dog, trying to fix my house, trying to fix my face, trying to fix my sister, trying to fix my kids. I've been trying to fix everything that's on the outside. And the one thing that I haven't been trying to fix is what's on the inside. And I think to myself, I mean, that's like a little bit terrifying, but it was also immensely freeing for me because I recognize that I fix things. Like I fix things up. I make things pretty. I make things better. I am a fixer-upper. I can do this. I've got this. And if it's something I need to fix inside of myself, that is a million times easier than trying to fix my husband, trying to fix my dog. I got this. And I threw everything at it. I changed the way I ate. I changed the way I slept. I changed what I drank. I changed what I read. I changed what I watched. I changed what I listened to. And I started listening to and reading Michael Singer and Byron Katie. And I started to listen to how Michael Singer talked about the fact that we have energy. When something happens to us, we hold on to that energy. And we were never meant to store that energy. And we keep that energy inside and it keeps wanting to come out. And when things happen to us in the world that feel at all like that, that trigger us, they trigger that energy and that energy is trying to come out again. And I started listening to him daily, really. And I started to think to myself about the antidepressants and why I went on the antidepressants in the first place, which was for crying. I would cry for literally no reason. And people, I mean, nobody could deal with the crying. I certainly couldn't deal with the crying. So I went on the antidepressants and I started thinking about maybe the antidepressants, by suppressing that crying of mine, maybe they were helping keep that energy inside. And my crying was literally just an energetic reaction trying to let that stuff come out. And I went off the antidepressants. And I've been off of them for about a year now. And there's a lot of crying. But I look at that crying as something that's really awesome. It's my body's natural response to let that stuff come up, let that stuff come out and be released. And now you're wondering, why am I telling you this story? Because you're here for decluttering, right? And I have to look at my notes to see why I'm telling you this story. Oh, Carrie, why are we telling this story? Okay, I'm telling you this because when I thought about decluttering and I thought about how I was going to go about decluttering, it was going to be purging and getting rid of stuff, and it was going to be folding and making everything pretty. But here's the thing. If we can understand why we keep these things, why we have this urge to go get things, we can then stop doing it. And in my process of trying to understand why I was doing it, I bought this book called Release, and it's awesome. It's a really good book. It's called Release, and she talks about.
Who's the author, Carrie?
The author is Peggy Fitzsimmons. Can you see that? It's probably
Thanks.
backwards.
Perfect.
Peggy Fitzsimmons. And I picked up this book and I thought about doing this challenge, and I was like, okay, you saw what's in my closet. I thought I designed this gorgeous closet, which I did. It's a beautiful closet. And I put the doors on it so that it would be a great room to be in. But what is embarrassing and what is ridiculous and not a great room to be in is knowing that all that stuff is in the closets. And why do I have the need for all this stuff? And so I started watching Marie Kondo and I bought this book. And when I bought this book, she talks about it's a very, I should have known. It says create a clutter-free and soul-driven life. So it spoke to me because of what I'd been learning from Michael Singer, but it also immediately goes into the soul and the ego. And the ego as being what drives us to hold on to things and what drives us to go find other things. And so I have to go into a little bit of an explanation about soul and ego. And it's not something that I'm at all comfortable explaining. It's not something that I feel like I'm an expert in whatsoever. It's not something that I ever really talk about unless you're my husband, and then I talk to him about it all the time. And he's literally told me that I need to go move to Berkeley and start chanting. So we're going to go into a little bit of an explanation. And
let's go.
Let's go. Let's go. And
Let's go.
it might be, you guys might be like, okay, this is so simple. Or you might be like, oh my God, I don't get this whatsoever. And all of that is totally fine. But I feel like I need to go into a little bit of an explanation on this stuff. And later we're going to get into the purging and folding things pretty and making it look awesome and definitely decluttered. But for right now, I feel like if we can understand why we have this need, why I have this need to keep things, why I have this need to buy things, if we can figure that out, then we can not do it in the future. And if we understand that, then I'm getting a note from Hubble Love. Oh, okay. Thanks, Donna. If we can understand why we do it, then we can stop doing it. So like they say, the first step is admitting or understanding or whatever that is. But anyway, okay, so so when I started going down the path of Michael Singer, I learned about energy, and I've been on this path for a few years of trying to get rid of the stuff that's inside of me, trying to get rid of those emotional things that I've stored, the things that I was never meant to store, that energy that is stuck inside me that's stagnant. And when I started to read this book, she quite literally says that the physical things that we hold on to are the same exact things as the energetic things that we hold on to inside. And that energy is stagnant. And if we can get rid of the stuff inside, we can create that energy flow within us. If we can get rid of the stuff in our cabinets, we create energy flow there. And so we literally have stuck energy inside our drawers full of crap. So I was like, oh my God, this lady is totally speaking my language. Okay, so the book is called Release. And here's a quote from the book. Everything we hold on to is stagnant energy, or said more positively, untapped energy. In other words, there is vitality stuck in our stuffed cabinets and sad stories and suppressed emotions and locked up storage units, just waiting to be liberated. When we declutter this energy, it becomes available to us. I was like, oh my God, get rid of the stuff inside, get rid of the stuff outside. I mean, I'm literally not going to have any more stuff. And what came over me was that my need to purchase things, my need to have things, that need to get rid of stuff is the same. Like I need to stop doing that. All right.
Hey,
so,
Carrie.
Yes.
Carrie, I think the last thing you said was really powerful. Can you explain that a bit more?
What did I say?
So you talked about how you found a correlation between your need to get things and how you're holding on to it.
Yeah, so that's kind of stepping me into the next area. I started to learn about soul and ego. And soul, we are our soul. I mean, that's who we are. And ego is our need to feel comfortable. And here's where literally I'm going to explain it to you the way I know it. And it's a confusing subject and a confusing topic. And I don't fully understand it, but this is how I understand it. When we think about soul and who we are our soul regardless of what age we are. So when I'm looking at myself in the mirror at 56 right now, if I'm looking at myself in the mirror at 22, if I'm looking at myself in the mirror at 12, it's still me. It's still that soul. It doesn't matter like how old I am. It's still like my essence and my person. It doesn't matter who I'm married to. It doesn't matter how many kids I have. It doesn't matter what color my hair is. Like none of those descriptive things about me matter. It is quite literally just me looking back at myself in the mirror. Those descriptive things are part of this model that I've built in my head around what I think I am. And that model is my ego. And that model is something that we developed very early. So we drop down, we take human birth, and it's very uncomfortable because we drop in and we have all those senses, sight, sound, taste. And we're like, holy shit, this is very uncomfortable. And we immediately start building this model. This is my blankie. This is my mommy. This is where I sleep. This is what makes me feel comfortable. We start building that model so that we can feel comfortable. And that model just gets bigger and bigger and bigger. And what no one ever talks to us about is that that model is not us. That model is our ego. And that model can take over our lives. And what happened to me and what happens to so many of us is in an effort to feel comfortable, if I put on a certain shirt and my husband liked it, oh, that made me feel comfortable. Must go get more shirts like this. If I wore my hair in a certain way and people noticed, or I got positive reinforcement, oh, that's great, must wear hair this way. So that model that was created is my ego, and it is something that I used to feel was bad. Once I started learning about this, I was like, oh my God, the ego is like this bad thing, and I'm trying to kill it. I was going through this process of literally trying to kill it. And I also talked a little bit about Byron Katie. I started following her, and she has this process called the work. And it's these list of questions that if you have a situation that happens that triggers you, like last night, my husband woke me up in the middle of the night, and I was like, he asked about the dog, like had I put the dog outside? I got so pissed at him. I mean, I'm irrationally pissed. If we have something that hits us like that, her work, it's a questionnaire called Judge Your Neighbor Worksheet. And you go through these questions and you basically ask of a situation, what would you want out of this situation? It's kind of complex, but the basic thing that it did for me was asking these questions that are really simple was forcing my ego to question itself. And I liken that to the movie War Games. If you guys ever saw that movie, do you remember that computer? I think it wasn't called HAL. I can't remember what the name of it was, but do you remember when it went through and it had to learn, like it learned tic-tac-toe, it had to literally learn. This is what is happening when I go through these questionnaires. It's forcing my ego to learn. And I'm starting to get rid of bits of my ego. And I used to think the ego was bad and I was trying to kill it. And I was on a phone call with Byron Katie, and she made me recognize that the ego is, it's not something we want to kill. It's like something we want to befriend. And it is like a scared child, because it is a scared child. And if we can treat it like a scared child, and we can put it in the passenger seat instead of in the driver's seat, then we can take those things that happen that are uncomfortable. That is the gift of our ego. So that is our ego saying, oh, this is something that's making me uncomfortable. And that is then the next thing that we can work on. And so that's where I'm trying to go. And I'm trying to say, okay, my soul is in charge, and my ego, my scared child model, sometimes crazy model that I've built, is now going to be in the passenger seat, and let's all strap in, and let's strap the ego in where it belongs, in the passenger seat, and let's land this plane or this car or park this car. So that was a lot. That was a lot. And I know it's not, it might not make sense, but if you start thinking about it, that's really like all you have to do is start to think about it. And here's a quote from Michael Singer. Your ego is the self-concept that you built your mind around the stuff that you stored inside. I'm the one that likes this and doesn't like that. And every one of those thoughts are based on things that you've stored inside. So that kind of touched me. So let's bring it back to clutter, because that's why we're here. As souls, we're absolutely perfect the way we are. And it's our ego that thinks that I'm not enough, I don't have enough, I'm not pretty enough, whatever it is. And that is what causes us to go outside and find these things and fuel these things. And for me to go to TJ Maxx and find something and bring it home, and for us to keep these things, because it's trying to help us stay safe. It's trying to help us feel safe. And our clutter is a reflection of this. So the more that I've noticed that, I mean, I have all this clutter and there's no freaking way I need everything that I have. And holding on to it is kind of a way of making me feel safe. You know, what if? And that's just my ego talking. So that was very deep, guys. And I'm going to put a couple things in the Facebook group, but if you guys have any questions now, you know, we can try and talk, but I don't know that I can fully explain it except for where I'm coming from. But
Carrie,
yes.
I think what you just shared is so valuable, and I'm in such awe
Oh,
of
Donna, thank
how
you.
you shared it and the way you're approaching this clutter, because I think you're absolutely right on. I'm so happy to be here.
I'm so happy that you're here, and I'm so happy that, like, at least it landed a little bit, because this stuff is it's so confusing, and it's the kind of thing that I wish that they had taught us in grade school. Like, why don't they teach us stuff in grade school? And it's the kind of stuff nobody talks about, and it's so complex and confusing. But on the other hand, it's very, very, very simple. And I just have felt this pull towards trying to discuss it more openly. And so it touches me that you understand it all, Donna, that I'm making any sense at all. It just really touches me. All right, so we're going to strap our baby egos into the passenger seat, and we're going to let our souls guide us. So that's kind of where we're going. So the first thing you have to do is say, we're going to get back to the clutter now. We're going to get back to the clutter, the easy stuff. The first thing that you have to do is say, where does clutter show up for me? And I'm sitting in my closet and it shows up for me in my closet. But I want you guys to think about, where could clutter show up for me? Because I think that, you know, sometimes we think everything's fine. Like I thought, as long as it was behind the doors, it was cool. And like, I didn't have a problem. Not that it's a problem, but, and I don't want you to do that. Like, if we're not supposed to judge it, we're not supposed to judge it. It's literally impossible, but try not to judge it. Try to say, okay, where am I now? I'm not going to judge it. And knowing that it's a problem, like now that I know that it's a problem, I just need to accept it and know that I want to make a shift. And that's literally all that I need to do. So it's not about saying, oh, this is bad. It's about saying, this is where I am, and accepting it and knowing that, okay, I want to change. And that starts the whole ball rolling. It's called intention, right? It's called intention. Okay. So if we think about, like, where does it show up for us? And I did a couple cool little graphics, and I don't have the capability of showing them to you now because that's way beyond my capacity right now. But I'm going to put in the Facebook group like a couple little graphics. But starting to think about, where does it show up for me? And I made a list. Closet. Hello, I'm in my closet. It shows up for me in my closet for sure. Bathroom, kitchen, kids stuff, gift wrap, books, TV shows. I used to, you know, do you remember TiVo? I would TiVo stuff, and like I would have this enormous list of stuff that I had to get through. It's ridiculous. Crafts, devices, photos, files in your office, in your garage, in your purse, in your wallet. Like it can show up anywhere as stuff that you're trying to hold on to. So do you guys have any places that it's like, oh, I'm definitely holding on to this?
I'm sitting at my desk and it's all in my desk. The desk is it's gonna grow feet and walk out the door very soon.
It is not.
Yeah,
Maybe that's a great place to start then.
I think.
Okay, so now that we've figured out where we are, we have maybe, you know, thought about some things where we might keep clutter. And I want to think about what our intention is for where we want to go. So we're going to do a meditation with my girlfriend Jess. She's going to lead us through a meditation. And what we're trying to do is say, just get curious about where we are now and where we're trying to go. And what I'm trying to do is get to a it's kind of like, what's your soul's intention? And to do this, I'm going to read this to you because I don't know it fully, but to do this, it's important to make a distinction between the ego mind's desire and the soul desire. So my soul desires to create something beautiful and share it with the world, but my ego wants everything to like it. And an ego mind desire usually highlights something that we think needs to be fixed. And in contrast, a soul desire doesn't highlight a problem. It reveals a possibility. So what we're going to do is do a meditation. And my girlfriend Jess is going to lead us in that. And what we're trying to do is come up with what is my intention? All right, that's all I got. Jess?
Awesome, awesome. Thank you, Carrie. I think this was fantastic. Can you guys hear me? You can? Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, thanks, Carrie. This was really good. I mean, going to the depths that you did with the topic, I just love the awareness of bringing like, you know, the purchasing habits and clutter all to like ego. It's really deep and profound. So I love that. Now, let me see.
And just to let you guys know, I
Right.
have worked with Jess in the past. She's like a, I don't know, a spiritual guide to me. And she's really helped uncover some things for me. And I met her at a time where I was trying to understand this stuff better, and she really helped me understand it. And so she's led me through meditations before, and I think this can help us get to a better understanding.
Thank you, Karen. Awesome. Okay, so
One more thing. The other thing that's really awesome about doing a meditation together is that even though we're just on Zoom, it's like we can connect in this way. We can like feel each other, which is, I mean, like, who knew that at some point in our lives we were going to be able to connect from all over the world via this and feel each other's energy. And that's really freaking amazing. And just to be with you guys is like, I think that is such a gift. So okay, I'm done.
awesome. Let me know if you can hear the music. Just want to make sure you can hear the music. Do you?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. Okay, so close your eyes. Connect with your breath. Take a deep breath in and out through your mouth. Another deep breath in and out through your mouth. One more deep breath. Out through your mouth. Let the energy flow uninterrupted throughout your body. Surrender to your breath. Your breath is your essence. Allow it to penetrate the cells of your body. Notice any resistance or tension and direct your breath there. to create space. Space to let go of that resistance. Feel the sense of calm wash over you. And ease into a state of deep relaxation. Bring up a memory on the screen of your mind. Put yourself back into the time when you first stepped into your house. Picture yourself walking through the passage. Tune into the feeling. What did the feeling bring up for you? Was it openness, space, excitement, opportunity to create a safe, beautiful, loving home? What was that feeling? Allow yourself to feel that feeling and penetrate your cells. Now picture yourself walking into a room and this feeling that you are now home. And that home is as much within as it is outside. Let this feeling expand inside of you. Through all of the parts and the cells in your body. Breathe it in and out. Now, picture yourself walking in your home today. Bring up the image of you walking through the spaces and allow yourself to listen to your heart. How do you feel? Do you feel calm, connected, spacious, inspired? Notice any feeling that is lower in vibration that comes up. Allow it to come through you and out. Know that this feeling is not the truth of who you are, but an illusion for you to process. What is the feeling of resistance bring to you? Do you feel like you need to shrink? Do you feel doubt, confusion, clutter? Allow it to be presented to you in the form of an image or a thought. Know that you are much bigger and more powerful than this thought or image. And that it's merely here for resolution. And it is a gift that has been given to you to expand into your higher self and to connect with the infinite. Experience the beauty of what life has to offer and feel this feeling as you let go and release. Know that you're here to experience the beauty of life, the love. You are love and you are home. And any article, image, or thought that is not at that vibration is here to be released. For you to be ever expansive. For you to be beauty. What is that one word or a thought or an image that comes to you, that is being presented to you today in this moment? Allow your mind to slow and sit with it, to be present with it, and reveal its purpose in your life. And as this becomes known to you, picture yourself holding it in your palms and letting it go into the earth, into the air, into the energetic space, to bring in more of what you desire to feel by creating the space for it and allowing that which doesn't serve it to dissolve. There is no room for confusion or clutter or doubts or limitations in your soul. It just exists in the body, in the physical, in the material space. Rest assured in this space of greater knowing, greater awareness. Embrace you because you are your home. You are your home. Breathe in deeply and out completely. When you're ready, come back.
That was awesome, Jess.
Thank you, Kathy.
I think I'm like nervous. So I went into it a little bit, but then I also was like, oh, I'm nervous. What am I going to say next? So I was like, so
Can you guys turn my video back on? I'm sorry.
I don't know how to turn your video on, Lenny.
I had to turn it off because the lawn guys came and I can't get it back on.
Huh.
I don't know how to do it from here. I think you have to do it on your.
It says you cannot start your video because the host has stopped it.
Really? Look at that.
Don't let this interrupt you guys. Go on.
Okay, but I think I'm seeing where I can do it
Okay.
if I can figure it out. But that's weird. That's never happened before. I don't know how to do it.
Carrie,
Oh, I see it. Yes.
Don't worry about it.
Okay.
do you
I
have
will-
space for a comment?
Yes.
I had such a huge awareness during that
did?
meditation.
You did?
I just want to cry.
Oh,
I'm very similar to you in that I love fixing things and people and making things better. And people don't want to be fixed and they don't need to be fixed. And I've been watching Maya, how she is with people, and I see how she does it. And I've been practicing that, and it's loving and gratitude and increase, and very little fixing or correction, very little. And if she does, it's a very brief, up until now or something like that. She'll say just very briefly. She doesn't like go into it hugely. And I'm wondering, is that how my spaces want to be treated too? Do they want to be loved and appreciated and given increase?
I
I
love
don't
that
know.
thought. I don't know the answer though.
I don't either. So that's all I had to say.
I love that thought though, Donna.
Thank you.
And I'm glad that it spoke to you like that. That just makes me happy.
Yay.
I
So
cannot.
I love what you shared, Donna. And what I want to presence for you is that the appreciation and the validation that you're seeking is mostly from you. It's mostly from you. Hi. And
The appreciation and the validation that I'm seeking.
no, so I think if I heard that right, I don't know if it broke up or not, but if I heard that right, you were asking is that you've worked on yourself and you're trying to be more loving and in appreciation and increase of the people around you, right? So did I hear that you were saying that, is it because you're wondering if you want that as well, or
No,
no?
if my
So I
house,
misheard.
that's okay. No, I want it. It has to start with me. So I've been doing that with me too. But when I do it outwardly, it's miraculous. I mean, it's miraculous. It's like watching a miracle happen. And so anyway, since it was during this meditation and I realized that people don't need fixing, that's what they want is love and increase and gratitude. Maybe my house does too. Maybe
I love that.
maybe where the clutter is, if I just love it and appreciate it and give it increase, the clutter will magically evaporate.
I love that. I love that. That's bang on. That's bang on.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Love it.
All right. So today was to kind of set some ground rules and to come up with our intention. And if something came to you through that meditation as your intention, I'm going to invite you to post it in the Facebook group. If nothing came to you, that's cool too. I'm going to post some things in the Facebook group, some examples of intention, but it's something that will then guide us through as we declutter through the rest of the week. And it doesn't have to. It might still be very confusing, and that's also good as well.
Awesome.
And tomorrow we're going to get to different ways to actually declutter. So this was like the groundwork, and then we're going to get to the nitty-gritty starting tomorrow. And I invite you guys to post in the Facebook group. I will add some things to the Facebook group that I think have served me in terms of trying to understand this stuff, and I hope it'll help you understand as well. Does anybody else have any comments? All right, we're gonna do this again tomorrow, so I'm excited. I'm thrilled that you guys were here with me. I'm gonna end it with the fact that this all makes me very nervous to share this with the world, that this is like what I'm doing and how I'm feeling, and the fact that my husband thinks I should move to an ashram in Berkeley. This is all very new to me, but this is very important and started at the beginning of the pandemic. And like, this is literally where I am in my life right now. And I need to be sharing it. So thank you for being here with me and letting me share it with you.
Thank you, Carrie, so much.
All right, guys, I will see you tomorrow. I'm gonna wrap this up and then post it somewhere if I can figure that out. But I'm sure I will.
Carrie, if we can't make it tomorrow, is there a place where we can watch it after the fact?
Yes, absolutely. I'm going to record it every day, and then I'm going to post it every day somewhere. Probably on YouTube, but I haven't figured that out because I have all my like personal, like my kids' videos and everything, and I don't know that it makes sense to put there, but yes is the answer. I'm going to record it and then it'll be out there.
Yay. I can't make it tomorrow either.
All right.
Grandma duty, but I'm so glad I came today.
Oh,
I'm
me
so
too. Thank
grateful.
you. Thank you guys for joining me. The fact that we can do this over Zoom is just like mind-blowingly. I can't even come up with the words to describe how freaking awesome it is. And thank you for joining. And I hope I see you guys tomorrow and we'll actually get to some real decluttering. Not that this just lays the groundwork. So thanks, guys.
Yay.